Hey guys, Lord here, back with the new Monster Hunter Rise video. In this video, I wanted to cover a slightly hot topic from my past couple of longsword videos. So people seem to think that the Rampage longsword is the highest damage longsword in the game, even better than Silkbind Tigrix. So today, I thought I'd go over the numbers and math behind the top 3 longswords in the game currently to show you truly mathematically what the best is, and just truly how close all of these longswords are to each other. Before we jump into it guys, if you find yourself enjoying the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into the numbers. So up first, I want to take a look at the Rampage longsword, of course. For Rampage skills, we do have a lot of options here, so let's start with the highest damage option. The highest attack number the Rampage longsword can achieve is with Attack 4, Non-Elemental Boost, and Attack Surge. This nets us 250 raw attack, but at the cost of negative 30% affinity and only blue sharpness. The actual attack here is calculated using a very simple formula, which is just the base attack that you see here times your sharpness multiplier. Simple enough, right? So the multipliers, as you can see here, change by sharpness value, hence, obviously, why white sharpness is better than blue, blue is better than green, etc. So with our base attack of 250 and the sharpness multiplier of 1.2 for blue, 250 times 1.2 is equal to 300 raw attack in a hunt. Now let's go ahead and compare that to the Tigrix need. The Tigrix longsword has a base attack of 230, but only negative 20% affinity, and it has white sharpness. So your 230 times your white sharpness multiplier of 1.32 is equal to 303.6, and with how Monster Hunter internally rounds damage, it will round up to 304. So despite having 20 less base attack, just having the white sharpness already pushes the Tigrix for true attack over the highest damage Rampage, and it has 10% less negative affinity to worry about when you're building your sets. So, if we take affinity into account, without any armor skills, we get this for your true damage for Tigrix, and for the Rampage you get this. So by taking the affinity into account, the Tigrix now jumps ahead by 11 damage. Theoretically, if you truly hit exactly 20% negative crits for Tigrix and 30% negative crits for Rampage. However, this isn't entirely realistic, so take this with a grain of salt. But however, as you guys can see, the edge obviously goes to the Tigrix in this one, because not only does it have a higher true raw with its sharpness multiplier, with the Silkbind boost on all your Silkbind attacks, you're going to get even more bonus damage on a longsword that already hits harder than the Rampage longsword. So now, if we go for Attack 4, Non-Element Boost, and Affinity Surge on the Rampage longsword, we're looking nearly identical to the Chameleos longsword here. It has the same raw, the Rampage has just 5% more affinity. However, looking at the Chameleos longsword, you can see that it has a level 2 slot and 2 level 1 slots, whereas the Rampage longsword has no slots whatsoever. Also, the Rampage longsword needs 4 levels of handicraft, as you can see here, to reach white sharpness, which is quite expensive and does rule out a lot of good armor pieces, and you'll need good charms and lots of decorations wasted on handicraft. Whereas the Chameleos longsword only needs 1 handicraft to hit 10 units of white sharpness. And since the Chameleos has the extra level 2 slot, you can technically automatically always slot in a critical eye decoration, which gives it a bonus 5% affinity, which sets it equally on par with the Rampage longsword for affinity, plus you still have those 2 level 1 slots, and you only need the 1 handicraft. Again, I have to give the edge here to Chameleos, since they're so close, the extra decoration ability and the ease of getting to white sharpness gives it the victory on this end, although, like I said, very close. Now I can already hear you guys saying, but Lord, you can change the sharpness on the Rampage longswords, that way you have a nice chunk of white sharpness right out of the gate. Well, you're right, let's go ahead and look at the damage for that too. So with Sharpness 4, Non-Elemental Boost, and Attack Surge, we now have 220 attack, but our negative 30% affinity. So it's even with Chameleos on Raw now, and has white sharpness, but the Chameleos now has 45% more Raw, more slots, and still only needs 1 handicraft to also have white sharpness. All that takes is a single level 3 decoration slot anywhere in your armor, so again, I'm going to have to give advantage to Chameleos here. The Tigrix now has the same sharpness as the Rampage, 10% more affinity, and 10 more base attack. Again, Tigrix wins. Now, if you were to take the Rampage longsword and go with Sharpness 4, Non-Elemental Boost, and Affinity Surge, you would now have just a mere 190 attack and a positive 20% crit. You're now 40 raw behind Tigrix and 30 raw behind Chameleos. Now, at only 190 attack, you are only 2 raw ahead of a fully ramped up Nargacuga longsword, with 20% less crit and no level 2 slot, so you might as well just use the Nargacuga longsword instead of this iteration of the Rampage longsword as well. All in all guys, as you can see, the Rampage longsword just isn't the best. Now that's not to say it isn't good. It's easily in 3rd place right now for the raw longswords, and you can totally use this and feel almost no difference from Tigrix or Chameleos. Now personally, what I would recommend for your ramp ups are going for attack 4, non-elemental boost, and the affinity surge, as that will be right up there for damage, but will be much more comfortable to build your sets for. Now if you guys want exact damage numbers, I'm going to be, once this video goes live, working on a spreadsheet that compares the damage of all the longswords that you see in this video, so you guys can see raw damage numbers as well as with affinity factored in. There will be a link in the description. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I ask once again, if you found the video helpful or you like the content, don't forget to leave a like, as it's a totally free way to support my channel and the content I create. And feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel for tons more Monster Hunter content just like this. Thank you all so much for watching, and happy hunting.